Hi everyone, Stan LePew here, creator and author of this resource, How to Inspire Your Husband to Stop Looking at Other Women. I want to sincerely welcome you to my website and let you know that having you here makes all of this worthwhile. And from the bottom of my heart, I want to say sincerely thank you for sharing some of your day with me. Hey, listen, I want to share a couple of perspectives on this video, on this issue of husbands looking at other women. These are two things that women do wrong. Let me rephrase that. Wrong is a little harsh term, and I believe that women bring both beauty and brains to the world, so let's call it, instead of wrong, let's call it unfruitful. So here are two unfruitful methods for handling this issue of husbands looking at other women. Unfruitful method number one, this is the woman that I call the misinformed. Now this woman compares the act of a man looking at other women with women looking at other men. As long as he is looking only with his eyes and not with his hands, then she sees less problems with it. But you can't compare the act of a man looking at other women with women looking at other men. It's like comparing apples to oranges, or in this case, it's more like comparing a firecracker with a grenade. And the reason for this are twofold. Women are not driven by the visual like us men are driven by the visual. And I know that that's not new revelation. I know we all know that. But it's something to think about. And equally, men do not bond as deeply in a relationship as women do. Women can usually bond much deeper relationally, emotionally, physically, spiritually than men do. So that makes it a lot more difficult than a tall, handsome stranger walking into her day to really have that much of an effect on her. Men, on the other hand, they may spend their entire afternoon just thinking about the girl that they ogled while they were out to lunch. They are that visual. It's also more common for it to be a woman's heart, or her heart appeal for a man to be what leads astray her eyes. But for men, it's often his eyes that can lead astray his heart. And so it isn't that women don't look or don't notice, it's just that they often have different intent when they do. A woman may be checking out with her eyes, whereas a man may be checking in with his. And so, for instance, a woman can see an attractive man at the mall and then just let that go. Whereas a man, it's very common for him to see a beautiful woman at the mall and then follow her all over the mall and then hang on to that image for days after he's away from the mall. Men, every time he looks at a woman sensually, he is rewarded with a hormonally chemical high that is not the same in women. And this is the reason why these images can be indelibly imprinted in his mind, and that he can just pull them up in his mind mentally on the spur of the moment. It's also why men can have decades of these images in their mind that they can recall in precise detail. So these are some things to consider, and why this is an unfruitful method. The second unfruitful method is, this is the type of woman that I call the shamer. And this is the go-to for many women with this issue. They can resort to badgering their husbands to bring him into their realm of understanding on this, and the shamer can lash out with her words, or she can even physically strike to get her message across. And honestly, I understand this, because there is a lot of deep emotional pain associated with this for women, far deeper than us men realize. See, there's a reason why women are going by the thousands to websites and asking about this, about how they can handle this. It's a very, very dear subject to their hearts. So there's a reason for that. But ultimately, a shamer, what she can create is a husband who is compliant as long as he's in her presence, but then have his fun in her absence. And is this really what women want? I don't think so. I think that what a woman really wants is a husband with monogamous eyes that come from a monogamous heart. I think she wants to know that his heart, or that his eyes are really in tune with his heart, because most of the time hers is. And so these are just a couple of quick tips that I wanted to give, or perspectives on this that I wanted to share with you. I want to thank you for stopping by, and I hope that you'll return again in the future as we continue this journey, and I'll share some more tips along the way. Thank you and have a blessed day. It could have been my super cool look. It could have been my Jimmy Stewart impression. What do you want, Mary? Or it could have been my Brad Pitt impression. My luck, my fate, my fortune.